This video explains how to remove subtotals from a pivot table in Excel. Pivot tables are great for summarizing data, but sometimes those subtotals can clutter things up. Let's learn how to get rid of them. There are several ways to do this, depending on what type of subtotals you want to remove. Removing grand totals. The easiest way to remove totals is to target grand totals. Just click anywhere inside your pivot table. Then go to the Analyze tab, or Pivot Table Analyze tab in older versions of Excel. You'll find a section called Subtotals, or Totals and Filters. Click on Grand Totals, and then you'll see options to remove grand totals from rows, columns, or both. Uncheck the options you don't want and the grand totals will disappear from your pivot table. Removing subtotals from rows or columns. Sometimes you want to keep the grand totals, but you need to remove subtotals from your rows or columns. Again, start by selecting your pivot table. Go to the Analyze tab and look in the Subtotals or Totals and Filters section. This time, instead of grand totals, focus on the options to remove row subtotals or column subtotals. Usually you will find a drop-down menu allowing you to choose whether to show subtotals for each row or column, or to not show them at all. Choose None or Do Not Show Subtotals to remove them. This method is perfect for cleaning up busy pivot tables with lots of summary data. Removing subtotals via the pivot table field list. Another approach involves using the pivot table field list. Locate the field you want to modify the subtotals for, the field which creates those subtotals in the rows or columns. Usually found on the right side of the screen, this list shows all the fields used in your pivot table. Click the drop-down arrow next to the field which has the subtotals you wish to remove. This will usually show options to remove subtotals. Try selecting Do Not Show Subtotals, or a similar option within the drop-down list. Or, double-checking your work. After making any changes to remove subtotals, quickly scan your pivot table to ensure that everything looks as expected. Double-check that the grand totals are displayed as you desire, and that no unexpected data changes have occurred. Remember, you can always undo your changes if you make a mistake, using the Undo function, typically found under the Edit menu, or via keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Z or CMD+Z. By following these simple steps, you can easily remove unwanted subtotals from your pivot tables, making your data easier to read and analyze. Remember to always save your changes.